Like, people will do this shit to people. And I do hope that as creators, we can protect Adaptive Kate, because she, more than anyone, doesn't deserve it. And it's horrendous to watch Gypsy fall in line with what Christy has been doing.
And at what point are we going to say, like, enough is enough and stop her from what? How many more people are they going to?
That's the down? And did you guys see? Are you guys aware of Ryan Lee, who has a channel and also a big TikTok presence? And I happen to like Ryan, but I watched Ryan, someone who I thought was fine, totally change their whole mentality and totally fall, in my opinion, fall at the knees of Christy Blanchard for a period of time because she formed a relationship with Christy. And that's what keeps happening. People get it in their heads. Trust me, Christy came to me. People come to you and they want to just get in your ear a little bit. And you think to yourself, like, oh, maybe this could be good for my channel. Well, that is why this is happening. Stop bowing to these people because you want an interview with them or you want some information from them. Like, it's so sad to watch. It's really hard. And that's why people like Katie Joy, just people like her, they get ahead because they're willing to do this manipulative shit. Whereas someone like Ryan eventually figured out what was going on with Christy and left her behind, you know? But that's how this continues to grow, is people keep like bowing down to these assholes. That's my opinion anyway.
I feel like Nina did it too, though, for a minute.
I think Nina was talking to, I think Gypsy, listen, I'm going to give Nina the benefit of the doubt because she said that she took the, talk with Gypsy because she thought that Gypsy was looking for a second chance and she wanted to give her that. As soon as she realized that that wasn't the case, she backed out. I wouldn't, you know, to me, I couldn't ask her anything because I couldn't believe anything she said. So, I mean, I'm like that, you know, personally too. If I don't believe you, then you're wasting my time. I can't talk to you. But here's the thing that I want to say is that not only do we need to rally, you know, and support Kate Marie, you know, the real victim of Munchausen by proxy, and let her get her story back, her memories, what she lived through, their survival. She was a victim and she survived it and she deserves that. Nobody should take her story from her or make her afraid to speak. Like, who does that? And if you really had Munchausen by proxy, you would join with somebody. And I'd like to believe that the people out here, that there's more good than there's more bad, and that there's more smart than there's more stupid. And I think that the smaller content creators, because we've come up now and we've seen everything more or less after the fact. So therefore we have that 2020 vision that maybe the older content creators with more subscribers didn't have that. And they already formed an opinion. I certainly, you know, formed my opinion after I had more of a better picture of what's going on. So not only do we need to stand up for people that actually had the problem and the survival of it, but as smaller content creators, we need to stand up for each other. And that's certainly what I think we're doing by talking about Nina and standing up. Like, I'm standing up for her. She's trying to do the right thing. You know, she's a fellow content creator. I'm going to stand up for her. I think she's right. If this is my voice, I'm going to use it. And it's not about money for me. It's clearly not about money. Like you said, you know, down the rabbit hole, you know, you have another income. I have another income. You know, this is about like making things as right as possible. And that's it, you know, that's it.
Thank you, Grace Jones, for the $5. And she asks us, Becca says Gyp will reoffend. Do any of you agree?
Yeah, no, it'll be something really stupid.
You think she's going to do something stupid?
I think she'll do something that's really stupid that she shouldn't do, and that's what'll happen. Like, she'll break some stupid rule because she thinks she's better than that.
I think for a period of time, she's going to have people around her adoring her and helping her and giving her money. And for a period of time, she'll be okay. And then what she really, I hope she, you know, someday hears this, and Christy hears it too. 5 years down the road, nobody's going to be knocking at their door anymore, offering them all this money, offering whatever. And that's the time in which I think, you know, shit's going to hit the fan, basically. Like, something will happen because she has no skills. She has no career. She has no, you know, friends and community that surrounds her that's positive. So of course, like, something will happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take quite 5 years. I think maybe like 2 or 3 years down the road. But yeah, I think that she's going to come to an end and then she's going to start getting really desperate and doing things. How long is she on probation for? Does anyone know?
I don't know. I can look it up.
Is it like 2.5 years because she got out 2.5 years early? Probably doesn't work that way.
I'll look it up.
Tax
I'm
evasion.
sorry,
Yeah.
I have to go, guys. Okay, I have to head out. So sorry, guys, but this was wonderful, and I hope to join another time, maybe when I have better internet. Thank you guys so much for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Yep.
Do you think that when Nina is so upset and she cries, do you find it to be real? Do you think the emotion is real?
Do I think like when she cries like that, I think that it's frustration, and that's how it comes out of her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think,
I think it definitely hurts her soul. And I think that out of frustration, some people yell and scream. She ain't yelling and screaming. It's got to come out. And I think that that's the way it comes out of her. Do you doubt her sincerity?
No, I think that it's real. I think some people are able to cry and just be that way, but I think that she feels those things really deeply. And I think that's how I kind of trust her, because like it is a horrible thing that she's done to Kate. It's just a horrible, horrible thing. I can't even believe she did it. I'm surprised she wants us to know how horrible she is.
I can't. It's so brazen. Like, why can't the average person? And I know that the average person can figure out. Like, listen, man. It's just like that thing that I said. If you're walking down some loose step that you almost tripped on, you're going to look behind you and you're going to tell people, "Hey, man, be careful because this step is loose." Right? If you have some sort of illness, like even cancer, like you're going to help other cancer patients. You're going to help them. So why would you shut somebody down that supposedly suffered the same thing as you? Why wouldn't you boost them up? Especially when you said to everybody, I want to be a voice. Well, you can't be the only voice. Like,
you shut your mic off.
I didn't touch my mic. Is it not there?
I don't know. Your mic isn't working. Let me
Okay.
I heard a pop, so I don't know.
I don't hear it.
There it is. It's back.
Okay. I just don't. I forgot where I was at on that. Sorry.
Well, you said like you would tell somebody behind you, and you didn't understand why she would want to tear down somebody who she's supposed to be a Munchausen by proxy survivor too. Why would you tear down a sister survivor?
You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Why? There's no reason to do that except to shut somebody up. And why would the reason be? Because you want what? I don't think if you sat down with Gypsy that she could even tell you anything about Munchausen by proxy, except for, probably not even as much stuff as I know, because I've actually looked it up a little bit more. I think that it was an alibi. It's an alibi. It was an alibi.
Well, as friend said, she didn't even know what it was until they asked her in the police station. So
they gave her so much. They gave her an out so many times she just didn't catch it. When they said to her, "So you were threatened, you were afraid," like they made it seem there's a part where they said either you were threatened or you were afraid of Nick. They meant Nick. Like Nick had talked her into this, not the other way around, and she didn't catch that. She could have jumped on that and said, "Yes, he tried," and we would have seen something totally that she wouldn't have had to spend any time in prison. You know right. What I'm saying? So
let's go over to chat and see what the chat's saying.
Okay, I can't get there, but you can. I'm still where we
are. Hugh Mad says she doesn't speak for the masses. Indeed. M says she's absolutely wants to see how manipulative and devious she is. She's proud of it. Oh, she wants us. You think she wants us to see it?
Very brazen. And look at what she's gotten away with.
Yeah, I don't understand how she gets away with it. Gypsy doesn't care how she comes off because she has no scruples. That's a good point.
Boston chick. How you doing?
Boston says, SP, many celebs get tax evasion charges because they're too wrapped up in their star to care. I think that might be if that's something that she gets in trouble for too. I know that Ryan's mom set up some trusts for them, but I mean, how many trusts can you set up?
She's going to do something stupid that's going to re-offend her. Just like, the threat that she made, was it to Fancy? It was to somebody where she kind of dared them. Actually, there were two threats. One, I think while she was in prison, right? She threatened Fancy on the phone, according to Fancy. And then the one where she did online where she said, you should say that to my face or something. It's going to be something stupid because she can't stop herself. She's
like, I live in Port Charles. Come see me or something like that. Right. She just can't stop herself.
That's really exactly correct. I agree with that. And
Christy can't either.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Chrissy except that, you know, I certainly wouldn't trust her because her reputation unfortunately speaks for herself, and it can't be everybody and not her. You know what I mean? Like the math is there. It's got to be that she is the shit stirrer. Well, here's the thing: they still are butting into Fancy's lives and stuff. You know, they're still jumping in on that because I watched something it wasn't that long ago, 2 weeks ago or something, when I guess it was Gypsy that came in and called her obsessed. You know.
Mhm.
But they know what buttons to push with Fancy, and that's the sad bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I've got like animals that need me. It's starting to get hectic over here.
Okay.
So is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No. I think we just need to like look out for each other and pay attention to the voices that are being squelched. You know?
I think it's really important for the content creators to take care of one another, especially larger content creators need to help the smaller content creators. They really do. When I become a larger one, I wholeheartedly plan on helping others, and the smaller content creators need to band together to protect one another. So
I agree. I agree. I agree.